Lisa. We're actually, I just noticed we're at our 14th meeting
Oh, wow.
today, so that's exciting. Thank you for continuing to hang out with us. And just thought, since you're by yourself today, maybe we could do a quick summary of what you hope, maybe as goals or long-term thinking about co-teaching evolving over the rest of this next semester. Thoughts there?
Well, so far we've done a lot of, I guess I would like to see TJ do a couple more lessons where he's leading, so I think that would be good. Just to get rid of the perception that he works for me, as we had in the one assignment. So, yes, when the class said, well, doesn't he work for you? No, he doesn't. So I think that would be nice.
Say a couple of that. Sorry to interrupt you there. What are you thinking? Like a couple a week, a couple in the next month? What are your thoughts there?
Well, I think that if we could do, end up with 2 in a week, that would be good at some point.
Okay.
But I don't know
I
what.
need to, yeah, so it'll be interesting when he comes next week to ask him how comfortable he is in maybe like one a week and then maybe phasing into two a week.
That would be good.
Um, yeah, and are you comfortable in letting go of the control?
Yeah, I just hate to see the kids think that he works for me. So anyway, or just partial. But I mean, I think we have done a good job as far as he adds in whenever he feels like he has something to add in. So it's not just me kind of blabbing on all the time. So yeah, so I just kind of want to, if we could move towards that, I think that would be good for the kids who need resource, who work a little bit more closely with him, just to see him step up in that way. So that could be good.
Well, and when you do that, one of the things you want to think about is maybe switching your roles
Yeah.
and you being the support person as far as maybe targeting. I would encourage you one of the days to target gifted and one of the days to target remediation
Oh,
so
that's
that you have your head on the top and the bottom of your class,
Mhm.
which you don't normally get to, and then he can do a little more teaching to the middle, which he doesn't normally do.
Yeah, right. That would be good. That'd be good. We're talking about, yeah, he's here. Talking about.
I'm in kind of a noisy environment. We were just talking about goals for spring semester for co-teaching. Do you have any thoughts what you'd add?
Sorry, I'm out of it. I'm
That's
I'm,
okay.
I'm running late. I'm a little
Yeah.
feeling a little
Oh no.
ill. Yeah,
Oh, stay away.
yeah.
He
So
doesn't
do you
feel.
want to be off camera and scoot over Lisa and let him scoot in?
Get
I'll
over. You
see
be
you
off
soon
camera.
here.
Yeah, I don't want it. We just got over all of our. So yeah, we are just talking about goals for co-teaching, and I just said just to kind of move away from the perception that you work for me.
Yeah.
So maybe eventually get to a week where you lead two times, because I hate for them to think that.
Yeah. Well, we heard it once.
Yeah.
We did hear it once. But then you missed what, 1 or 2 days?
Yes, I did, and then you took over.
And I
for
took
that,
completely
so that was
over,
good. Mhm.
and the sub didn't do a whole lot of
So that's good. Yeah.
support.
That's good.
So I definitely got to
So they can
lead.
see that. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and they seem to take the instruction pretty well.
That's good.
So
Well, we were talking at TJ, we were talking a little bit about the spring semester, maybe a target being like the next couple of weeks you leading one time and then by, after that maybe 2 days a week with the difference being you teaching to the middle on those 2 days and Lisa maybe on, I'm just making up days,
Yeah.
on Tuesday when you're leading, she would be thinking about the kids who are gifted that day. And on Thursday when you're leading, she'd be thinking of the kids at the lowest level so that she has an opportunity in her role and support to kind of think about how she needs to modify and make the range of her assignments broader because she doesn't get a chance to step back and do that as much. And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, TJ, of course, your job would be to support everybody, but to really make sure those low level students, the students at the lower levels, are brought up to the top. Does that make sense as a way to maybe shape the next 6 to 8 weeks?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds
Definitely.
good. Oh, I wanted to give you a
One last
recap.
thing.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
sorry. And one last thing, Lisa, is when you do the high flyers and the low flyer day, I would love for you to take a couple of notes about what you think you might want to change or think differently about for the kids who are advanced on Tuesdays and the lower. And that way, then you've shared that with TJ, but more in a written format, so you guys don't have to add that to your planning time.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to give you a recap of the final because we're in the middle of the presentations. And so
Mhm.
it's kind of exciting because the kids, I've never seen so many books leave my classroom because because of the presentation, if you don't do your work, you're going to stand up in front of the class and look like a fool. You just can't pretend to study for a multiple guess test and then fake it.
Hmm.
You actually have to do something.
I love
So,
that. Love it.
yeah, so I
I think about half of them have taken to it and love it, and I think
Mhm.
half of them are just kind of.
But I don't think they would have done anything.
Yeah,
Really. They just
they
don't
would
do
have
anything.
studied. Yeah, I don't think they would have studied for a final either.
Yeah. So,
Um,
but yeah, so I think it's been good, and it's I've been impressed with the support quotes that they found.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it's also good just to practice simple presentations because you'd be surprised.
Public
You probably
speaking.
wouldn't just that they just the getting up in the middle of
Etiquette,
someone
yeah.
else's speech and wandering around the room and so we've had many teachable moments where we
Yes.
stopped and explained, no, this is not what you do, this is proper audience etiquette. So
Mhm.
you think by sophomores.
And then we had a high flyer even get real nervous, where we had to have
Yes,
a lower
yeah.
end student.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, she was really nervous and couldn't really get started, so.
We had a lower end student come up and sit down next to her, and you kind of took some of the pressure off, some of that eyes off, and it helped.
That was,
I
she
think
could
it
get
did.
through it, so
Yeah.
that was exciting. That was
That
fun,
is
so.
exciting. And what are the range of presentations? What are they presenting?
It's the 6 big questions where they had to apply. Well, basically they have to come in and tell what the question means to them, apply it to their life, and show a visual, and then they have to pick 3 characters and show application to those characters' lives with support quotes.
But was there anybody that did something crazy out of the box for their presentation?
You know what? I had one interesting for his visual. He was talking about how to build a strong friendship, and so he brought in, and this was a different class, but he brought in like a Gatorade or something, and he talked about, in most relationships, uh, the friendship is tight, and he said just like this
Gatorade bottle.
yeah, the
Lower
Gatorade.
end.
Well, and it holds all the liquid in, and the top is screwed on tight. But then he unscrewed it. And he says, but sometimes you get screwed in a relationship.
Such a high school example.
That was creative. And then he went in and gave examples from the text.
That's cool. That's funny. Yeah. Well, that's what I love is that you never quite know where kids are going to go when you turn them loose.
Yeah.
Versus, yes, you're right, a multiple choice test, you know exactly where they were supposed to go. And in this case, you're like, wow, who would ever thought like that? And you remembered it, so you know the rest of the class is going to remember that example.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Definitely. So
now,
that
2
was
years from now, you can see kids and go Gatorade in my class. They'll be like, yeah, that's the guy. I mean, that's what's
Yeah.
cool. That's exciting.
Yeah, so that's
So,
good.
what are things? So, do you guys want to for spring to meet every week, every other week? And what are things we can help you with for the spring semester? Do you have any big rocks that you're worried about for the spring semester
Well, they're gonna
testing or?
paper, and
That-
that's going to
that's
be
gonna
really
be-
hard. So maybe what I'll do, because at the beginning, we're going to start in the book report. They're
Yep.
going to have the book reports, and then we're going to go ahead and watch a movie, and then they're going to write a character analysis paper over the movie. So that's going to kind of go on at the same time.
Kind of 2 papers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of writing.
Mhm.
I know with the lower end students, the writing
really
is
hard.
the most difficult out of everything they do.
So maybe I could send you the assignment, and then you can look and see how if we need to adapt or what we need to do with them.
Well, so I have a crazy suggestion, and Jen isn't here, so I'll volunteer for something since she's not here. There's a strategy called Powtree that we actually have done research on here and taught it online. I wonder about Jen stepping in with either TJ in a specific group or with the whole class and asking her to do a little online instruction for your class through Adobe Connect, which I might be a kind of a novel thing to do with the class, and teach them the strategy of Powtree. What do you guys think of that idea?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that'd
can
be
try
great.
it.
Yeah, we can try it. Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be good.
Yeah, and it would give an anchor, and it's actually what Josh used on his final. It's the only reason he got a B plus in the class, or a B in the class in English, is because he used the Powtree strategy. So
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. So I will. Well, what I'll do is we can talk about it next week, and I will send you a copy of the assignment for the paper.
Okay.
I'm gonna be writing.
And I'll
So.
talk to Jen and see how that might fit. And it would give her a chance to do a little, what could online co-teaching look like in the future?
Oh yeah.
Which would be kind of fun. Let her do, maybe 1 or 2 times if that would work for her in the time frame that you're teaching, and see if we can figure something out. So, okay,
That
cool.
sounds
Well,
good.
anything else that
The survey.
say that again?
We're still gonna do a survey. I don't even know if I told you, just a survey of the co-teaching for the kids and how we can better help them.
Okay.
And have them. But I thought we would start. Let's get through the end of the semester
Semester.
and then the beginning of second semester. So.
No, that's a great idea. And then, and I always recommend you do that after grades are posted, because otherwise kids think it influences their grades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, otherwise they'll think, oh, I've got to say what.
Yeah.
It'll be anonymous. So.
Yeah, good. And then if you need any help with that, we have a tool called Qualtrics that we can do that can put it in and analyze it. So just let us know if those are things we can do to help you gather that data. That way you don't have to gather it. It can come electronic unless you already have something like that.
Does Skyward do it?
I don't know.
I never used Skyward.
I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll look and
Okay.
look into
But if you need help with that, just let us know. Those are the kinds of things we can do. Because what I really want this spring to be is just kind of supporting the good work you're already doing and kind of helping you tweak stuff. So what's your preference for meeting? Every week, every other week? We're open. You want to meet every week for the couple weeks?
Start
and then
off, yeah.
Start every week.
Yeah, start off and
Are we
then
doing
we can move
Tuesdays
to
still?
yeah, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays work.
Especially with
Days
the
work
writing.
for you
It's like
guys? Is that good? 8:40, 8:45? What's good for you time-wise?
between 8:40 and 8:45.
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I was just.
Sounds good.
No.
Oh no.
Sounds good. Well, I know you got kids coming in. Anything else that you can think of?
I don't think so.
Not off the top of my head. I'm thinking of something for next week.
Well, are you guys ready to become YouTube viral sensations? I mean, I want you to think about how much you are okay with us going public.
Oh, no.
Because
Fine.
now that I've got IRB, I'd like to upload all of these and start to put them out so people could just watch what you guys are going through. I think it's a great and almost like a blog of the journey of 2 co-teachers.
Okay, sure.
Sounds
yeah,
good.
we can do that. We'll be trending.
I love it. Trending on YouTube today are. Well, I'm even thinking down the road we may do this through Google Hangouts. So if other people want to join and watch,
Oh yeah, sure.
Mhm.
We can do that.
so we'll have to talk about what that all could look like. But anyway, this has been fun for us. So we appreciate it and let us know how we can help.
Okay,
right, thank
thanks.
you.
Okay, you have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye. Feel better, TJ.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. I forgot.